Welcome to another episode of FPL Potato Me, where we talk about all things fantasy, Premier League, and the world of football. As we have potato and noodles. How are you today, Uncle Hokkien Mee?
Very bad
Very bad. Why are you so bad?
because I hurt my lower back
Oh no.
and now is a semi-handicap.
Oh well, we wish that you get well soon. Anyhow, we will be talking about our second drafts today.
2.0.
2.0, and also we'll talk a bit about things that's going around, preseason friendlies, transfers, so on and so forth. Okay, without further ado, let's check out our second drafts. First, we will look at Uncle Hokkien Mee's draft. So here's Uncle Hokkien Mee's draft 2.0. I'll just read out what he has. So he has Edouard Mendy from Chelsea in goal. Then he has Tierney, Cancelo, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Perisic in the back. And in the midfield, he has Neto from Wolves, Son Heung-min from Spurs, Mason Mount, Luis Diaz, and then finally he has Haaland and Jesus in attack. And finally, on the bench, he has Gazaniga. Is that from Spurs? Gazaniga?
I don't know. I just see it cheap. I just anyhow put in only. I don't know who is he.
Andreas Pereira, Nico Williams, and Taylor from Nottingham Forest, 4.5 forward. So walk us through this, Uncle Hokkien Mee. Why have you decided to go this route? I mean,
okay, I choose just starting. I choose all my bench. It's just all especially only the goalkeeper and the forward. The bench one is non-starter. It's just a enabler.
Okay.
Then the midfield and the defense they are starter. So anytime I can sub them in, but I buy them because they are cheap. But they are most likely confirmed starter for their team. But their feature is not good. So for the first 2 weeks, most likely, if I remain this team, this is my starting 11 for the first 2 weeks, no changes. And I will feel this first 11 exactly the same.
First 2 weeks, huh? First 2 weeks.
Because Andre Pereira, his team, and Nico Williams, the first 5 feature, wow, quite thorough, quite sharp.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's true. I mean, we have the starting 11. We want to play the starting 11 as long as possible.
Yes, this is just my 2.0. There will be 3.0 again.
Okay, so you've gone with Mendy. So is that something that you're going to stick with? You feel you want the premium goalkeeper?
Yep, one premium and one non-starter.
Yeah,
I maybe will change my keeper also. See how it goes.
I mean, there's two camps these days I've been seeing on FPL Twitter. There've been some threads talking about how your premium goalkeeper might not. I think it was FPL Toast. Shout out to FPL Toast, talking about how the premium keeper you might be able to save money, put it elsewhere. I'll put a link to that Twitter thread, but it's interesting to see that thread. People still arguing about whether premium goalkeeper is worth it or not. But out of all the premium goalkeepers, I think you are right in choosing Mendy. I think he's for 0.5 cheaper than Alisson and Edison. He's definitely a better bang for your buck.
Yep.
And it's hard to go with Edison or Alisson in. Because you want that extra spot for Man City and Liverpool free, in case you want to go there later.
And Chelsea seriously have a strong centre back, and someone they buy a new centre back and they're going for another one again.
Yeah. Koulibaly. So he one of the top centre halves in the world, and we'll see. It looks like they're going in for Julius Koundé from Sevilla. So we'll see if that goes through.
Yeah, the most likely for my team, I only have 3 players that I will change to 3.0. Either is Mendy, I will change. but that is only 20% chance I will change.
Okay.
30 is higher percent because Arsenal buy Zinchenko.
Zinchenko, yes.
Zinchenko. Wow, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Then I don't know 30 will be starter or not.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the rotation. So because
And
they buy,
with Tierney's fitness record, it's really very hard to say. Eh?
but they buy because they buy the new player Zinchenko. What Zinchenko.
Yeah, Zinchenko.
Zinchenko, they buy the player cannot be buy him put at bench right.
It's hard to say. Who knows? Because Zinchenko plays in midfield for Ukraine, so that's why people are quite interested in him. And you'll see in my
Arsenal midfield quite packed no.
I have him in my draft. We can talk about him later.
So
are you set? So previously you had Matt Doherty. Are you set on Perisic?
yeah, Perisic is better than Doherty.
Yeah, the only thing now it's a bit worrying because all the preseason games so far Perisic has not played, so people are a bit worried. So that's the word on the street. People are a bit worried whether or not he'll be in the starting 11 come opening day, because we're less than 3 weeks away from the start of the season. So we don't know about his match fitness yet.
So if the way you are talking, then that will be better to go for Doherty, save the 0.5, then anything then change again.
I'm just saying these are the discussions that people are having.
Yeah lah.
I mean,
Closer to that we will see lah. But
yeah.
for now, of course,
There's even a rumor going around that Spurs are willing to sell Matt Doherty. I don't know how true that rumor is, but that was going around on Twitter. People are talking about it. I don't think that it's gonna happen because
crazy
if they're gonna sell anybody, it'll be Emerson Royale. I think they'll sell him before Matt Doherty. Although on the list was Matt Doherty and Royale.
Then to me it's only Tony I will change and maybe Mount.
Oh, who would you switch Mount to?
Haven't think of it. Don't really think of it because I want to see closer to date. I may remain Mount because now Chelsea the defense better. Then they buy new player. They buy Sterling, so they have a more established striker. So Sterling is a striker.
Yeah, I think Sterling came on for like 20-30 minutes for the preseason tour. He looked very, very lively. I watched a bit of the highlights.
So it different at Man City. Man City he always rotation.
Yeah. It seems like he's gonna be the main man. He's gonna be the main man.
He's gonna be the main man. So then Mao, my only consideration for Mao is maybe because Sterling can't become Sterling is the main man. Mao will be the rotation because Chelsea midfield.
Oh, you think his role will be a bit diminished, huh?
Chelsea midfield also quite bad. They got
Back.
Zia, they got
Ziyech, yeah.
The guy what name? Pulisic. They got Harvard. Then some more Chelsea like to play mostly. Sometimes they mostly like to play 5-2-3, right?
3-4-3. Yeah.
3-4-3. Oh yeah, the so-called 3-4-3.
There was like rumors talk about Tuchel maybe switching to a 4-3-3, but it seems like preseason games so far it's all been 3-4-3. So if anybody out there is interested in a Reece James or Ben Chilwell, the attacking threat will still be there, especially with the.
So my most aim for this 2.0 is star defense, star striker, average midfield.
I mean, it looks like you have a pretty balanced squad. I wouldn't say that yours is not big at the back. It's not. You're not playing 3 strikers. It's a very balanced squad. You have 2 8 mil midfielders. So yours is really like.
It's not very balanced because my bench I can't sub anybody in.
Well, that's seems to be the case.
Very weak point. I can't sub anybody in, and Neto don't really don't know his return.
I mean, he's the pick of the bunch at 5.5. He is the hot pick currently. Hot pick. He just the last 2 preseason games he had returns. I think 2 assists over the 2 games. So people are like Very happy with him, happy with his performance. And the season before last, he did very well. That's why people are very excited about him. So that's there. And his price dropped. He's now at 5.5. So. And Wolves have a very, very good run of fixtures. That's there. Very, very good run.
And one more consideration, I eat back my word. Wow, Diaz, maybe I change to Sancho.
Really? Why is that?
Or Mao, I change to Sancho. Wow, Man U, the preseason look good, yeah.
Oh, so we've gone from we've gone from Uncle Hokkien Mee saying no Man United players to maybe you will even start with a Man United midfielder.
Sancho looking going to be a regular starter, man. And he's going to
But what about Man United's fixtures? It doesn't look as good as Liverpool's, though.
Not bad lah. Not bad lah.
Is it really?
Let me see. Let me take a look.
They start at Brighton. I mean, they start at home to Brighton, which is, a fine thing. But then afterwards, they go away. I mean, Brighton at home, it's tricky, But then, then they go away to Brentford. And then their third game's at they're hosting Liverpool. That's quite tricky.
Home leh, okay ma? Liverpool, okay ma?
I mean, this is night and day from Uncle Hokkien Mee. He went from no Man United players, wait and see, to
maybe
massive
really,
confidence.
Very likely that Sancho who like change man, yeah.
I don't know, man. Those are tricky fixtures. I mean, unless I think starting from Game 7, Game 8, Man United, I mean, especially Game 8. There's shout for when United plays Leeds. I think there's a shout for captaining a Man United player because all the other Liverpool has a tricky fixture. Man City also has a tricky fixture. But yeah. Okay. Maybe Sancho. That's very, very
I suddenly see preseason the striker suddenly I just take a look now if Ronaldo unfit, maybe first 2 games he won't start because he never go preseason, already missed 3 games, right?
Family reasons he stayed home.
So he maybe won't start the first 2 games.
Yeah, people are very excited about Martial as well because he's only 7 million.
7 million, worth it
Only 7 million,
Correct. 7 million worth it
So do you think you'll go Martial?
I bet got money. Replace who?
I don't know. I mean, like, you might downgrade Luis Diaz instead of having 2.8 mils. You might go down to a cheaper price midfielder and upgrade.
Let's see. If the guy who Jesse Lingard, how much when he go to West Ham? How much it costs?
The talk now is that he might be going to Nottingham Forest. That's more likely than West Ham.
Wow, shag!
Because Nottingham Forest, they're willing to pay him $200,000 a week, £200,000 a week, which other clubs.
But Nottingham Forest, shag!
Because other clubs are not willing to fork out.
Marshall, the 7 million quite worth it,
Yeah, 7 mil.
And starter.
I mean, and if we're talking about team value, right? I mean, you were very, you're very worried about team value because of your experience last season. Yeah. The thing about Man United players is that because of the fan base, the popularity of their players, a lot of people are going to have Man United players the first couple of
5%.
Yeah, the value is just going to shoot up very quickly.
5% of the FPL population have him.
So that's going to be tricky. Very, very tricky moving forward. So if you want your team value to increase, then that you could go there.
No, team value lower, even worse is Haaland. If Haaland never performed the first 2 games, maybe a lot of people sell him. Haaland is 60.7% of the FPL. So anybody sell him, a lot of people say the movement going to be the price going to drop a lot.
Yeah. So I mean, let's talk about Haaland where we look at my draft. So I'm just going to move to my draft. Okay, right there. So I have Haaland too. So just to quickly go through my draft, I have Raya, from Brentford in goal, I have Trent Alexander-Arnold, also Cancelo. Then I have Tomiyasu and Robertson in defense. And then to round the midfield, I have Salah, I have Rashford, I have Bowen and Bailey from Aston Villa. And then in forward, I also have Jesus and Haaland. And on my bench, I have Forster from Spurs. I have Nico Williams, Andres Pereira, and Archer. So similar bench there, not a big playing bench. But yeah, let's start with Haaland. Let's talk about Haaland. So he did not start in Man City's most recent preseason game. So people are starting to get worried now. And also, an article in Athletic talked about his transfer to Man City and why he chose Man City over Real Madrid. Because he was given assurances that if he had any fitness issues or any niggling injuries, Man City assured him and said that, don't worry, we'll rest you whenever needed. So people are starting to get worried now. To your point about them, there will be a massive sell-off if he doesn't perform. But now the question is, does he even start the game? Will there be a sell-off even before he plays?
Yeah, lor. But it's okay. If he never start, 60% die together. So you want to take a risk of either you die together with the 60.7%, or he start the game and perform, and you lose out to the 60.7%.
Yeah, that's what we talked about before, right? There's the fear,
Yes.
the FOMO, right? The fear of missing out on the returns from Haaland.
The choice is
the
remain
value.
him and suffer if bad thing happens, suffer together with the 16.7%.
So I mean, it's also to have him there is also a horizontal move lah. Can go to Kane quite easily, but in your case, you'll have Son and Kane if you have to move though.
It's good. Son and Kane, they are gay buddy.
Oh my gosh, here we go. So I'll talk through my draft. I've kept with the 4.5 keeper Raya. This is obviously a very, very tentative sort of raw draft lah.
Yeah, it's not where you got enough money for
I
Robertson.
played around with a 3 premium draft. I tried to have Son, Salah, and Haaland in it, but it didn't really work. Here, I'm just like, I also wanted to include some players we didn't talk about. For example, I wanted to have Patterson have 2 4 mil defenders. Another good 4 mil pick is Nathan Patterson at Everton. He also will be playing at right wing back. But obviously, Nico Williams is still the better pick. I think Nico Williams. Everton, did you see the preseason friendly results? Everton, you might be right in terms of not a lot of people. Some people are talking about it, but some people don't think so. Just because Everton is such a big club, but they lost 4-0 to a MLS team in America.
They are going down.
That does not look good for Everton, man. Does not look good.
Let's predict Lampard. How long will he survive in his job? 4 months?
Well, I mean, I think after the World, it's gonna be up to World Cup, right? If like the team is doing well, I mean, not doing well before the World Cup, I think there's gonna be a great transition. There'll be a big transition point then. Owners can look for new managers.
Survive before the World Cup?
I don't know, man. Everton, they're really oof. 4. I mean, I know it's preseason friendly, but 4-0 to Minnesota. It's not even like LAFC or Los Angeles Galaxy. They lost to Minnesota United 4-0.
A laugh and evil.
Oh, I mean, sorry, Everton fans, but that's pretty brutal. That's pretty. I read the team report.
Preseason loss like that, shag lah.
I mean, like I said, and it's not even LAFC or Los Angeles Galaxy. One of the sort of bigger name MLS teams, or even Atlanta. Teams that are doing with Nashville, they're doing well in MLS. It's like Minnesota United. That's intense. But so here I have three Liverpool players.
Your first, do you think West Ham will be like?
That's
Last
That's
season, first game
that's
versus
really
Man City, you have Bowen, you know.
I know. I like I said, it's a very raw draft. I'm just like thinking about, okay, if I were to try and fit someone like Bowen in, how would I do that? Because he's an awkward fit. If he was 8 mil, it would be easier to go for. But the
How
fact
much is Bowen?
8.5, I think he's like
Yeah,
the
okay,
only
well, you got a
player.
lot of choice to change to other people. Even you change to Mao is even better. What?
Yeah, it's easier. No, I mean, like I said, I was just just playing around, trying to fit him in, see how that works. Like because maybe down the road. I mean, I think mostly from like game week 7, 8, West Ham will have a turn in fixtures, and that will be a time to maybe go on Bowen. But
Maybe I
it's
want to
really.
include Saka already. Maybe Mao I change to Saka.
I mean, Arsenal has the best run of fixtures for anybody now. That's there for
Yeah,
all
so
the
Mao maybe I'll
but
change to
not
Saka
just
because Saka and Sterling are a good match.
Saka and Sterling. What do you mean?
One assist, one score goal, lor. Like a very good match, like Son and Kane like that.
Saka and Jesus, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, Saka and Jesus. Saka and Jesus. Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree with you. Arsenal has
Yep.
the best run of fixtures. That might be the way to do it. Just triple up on Arsenal just because of the fixtures. And if it doesn't go well, game week 7, game week 8, we can wild card because we'll have to wild card pretty early this season unless you decide to hold on to the wild card as a free hit at the very end. But I think most people will wild card pretty early this season because with
A
unlimited
bit
transfers.
earlier lah. So it's either mid let's say I put it into two half lah, before World Cup and after World Cup. So maybe
Mhm.
half of the before World Cup period lor.
Everybody has to use the World Cup before the World Cup because you have unlimited
Yes,
transfers
I mean
after
the
the World
period
Cup.
half of it before means
My game week 8 then. Game week 7, game week 8.
August, September. Use it around end of September to early
Yeah.
October lor.
Game week 7, game week 8. That's exactly what I'm talking
Let's see.
about. Game week 7, game week 8. I mean, unless you have a disaster class and you want to immediately wild card out of your team. But I think it seems like most people probably.
No, so let's talking about our strategy. I personally don't recommend. Let's say even your first 3 weeks is disaster,
Mm-hmm.
unless it's
Well, hold on. Before we move on to our strategy, let me just finish talking about my draft. So another. So Pedro Neto is a big popular pick at 5.5, but another emerging candidate at that price point is Darren Bailey from Aston Villa at 5 mil. Leon Bailey, sorry, not Darren Bailey. Leon Bailey.
He started, man.
Yeah, so the reason why there's been a lot of hype for Leon Bailey at Aston Villa is because he started the last 3 preseason games for Gerrard. And so people are a bit excited since he's at 5 mil. And I've included him for the hype more than anything else. But someone to watch out for. If he stays in that squad, I mean in the first 11 at 5 mil as well, that's a pretty good price, man. It's a pretty good price. And he's an attacking midfielder. So can't beat that. And Aston Villa has a very, very good run of fixtures. They go away to Bournemouth, and then afterwards they have Everton at home, who we talked about. It seems like the strong candidate for going down. Then they go to Crystal Palace away, which is a bit tricky, and then home West Ham. Subsequently, they have a tough round of fixtures, but the first 3 or 4 fixtures are actually pretty good. So that's there.
Tomiyasu confirmed starter, man. Right back.
Yeah, I mean, like last season, whenever he was fit, we've talked about this. He was the starting right back for Arteta. Arteta kind of likes that, one strong. I mean, at least so far, he likes that one more defensively minded fullback. In this case, is the right back, and then the left back bombs forward. That seems to be his sort of strategy, his tactics. At least that was the case last season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 4.5. I mean, he doesn't have many attacking returns, but as a fullback, maybe you'll have some here and there. Who knows? And then in midfield, I also have included Rashford, also thinking about team value. because I think he's gonna shoot up from 6.5. I think he'll shoot up to 7.5. Very by the end of the season. I mean, unless he has as bad a season as last year, but I can't see it. Especially like him and Sancho, they're gonna be fighting for World Cup places. I think all the England midfielders, right? They whether consciously, subconsciously, they're gonna be fighting for those World Cup spots because the England midfield is packed. Mason Mount, Bowen, Rashford, Sancho, Sterling, they're all going to be fighting for those places. So it'll be really, really interesting to see who's the one who starts, catching fire and all that, and we'll have to jump on them. Saka, like you said, Saka as well. Saka's there. There's so many of them. I mean, like, Gareth Southgate can't bring them all, so we'll see.
So some more England every time play 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, so it's
only got 3 places only.
3 places starting 11 and maybe 5 or 6 places in the squad. And so we have Rashford, Sancho, Bowen, Sterling, Saka. That's already 5. And then you Mason Mount. That's 6. Then you have people like Conor Gallagher, also waiting on the wings. A lot of players out there. So it's a big competition. So it'll be interesting to see.
Bowen also a late riser. He late then become famous. Suddenly
late riser. Or then you have Jude Bellingham at Dortmund as well. I mean, they just have a glut of attacking midfielders, England. So it's huge competition. So we'll see what happens there. But anyhow, that's my draft. And so now we will switch. But anyhow, we'll end this episode here. We're reaching the 30 minutes mark, but this is Uncle Hokkien Mee and my second drafts for the season. We'll see how things go. But yeah, we'll keep an eye out on transfers and preseason friendlies. Like if Lingard goes to Forest, I mean, if he's like priced at 6 mil, it could be interesting when Forest fixtures get better. It could be interesting.
Yep, definitely.
That could be interesting. Southampton just signed a striker, but I'm not interested in Southampton for now. What were you saying?
Southampton.
Another one
with Everton.
Another interesting one could be Broja. If Broja goes to West Ham, he's at 5.5. Because Antonio is just getting close.
Who go to West Ham?
Broja. He was on loan at Southampton from Chelsea.
But he won't. I tell you, he go to West Ham also on bench one. He won't replace Antonio. Antonio is like confirmed starter whenever he's.
I don't know, man. Antonio's getting old, my man.
Still starter lah. How old? 37 years old.
No, but last season Antonio himself, he was calling for like I need someone to back me up. He can't play every game. It's quite clear he's playing like his hamstrings.
Yeah, he can't play every game. Means Broja he will rotate. So when you know who will play, then you buy him.
I mean, when West Ham has a good run of fixtures, and because West Ham's going to be in the Conference League, and maybe David Moyes wants to make another run in Europe, maybe he will prioritize Antonio in Europe. Who knows? I mean, first and foremost, we have to see if Broja actually makes it over to West Ham. So
but never must admit the David Moyes really is a middle table team. Wow, power. He go to manager at middle table team really power. He cannot manage.
He did that at Everton. He brought them to the Champions League with Everton. I think there's 1 year he was in the European Cup.
Yeah. Then he brought. You see West Ham also power, but he cannot manage top team one really.
This Hokkien Mee is talking as a disgruntled Man United fan.
He go Spain also. He's the manager for who the.
That wasn't a top team lah. He wasn't managing Barcelona or Real Sociedad.
Spain only 2 top team. Spain only 2 top team only.
He was managing Sociedad. I think Sociedad.
So that also not bad so sad. He can only stay in England lah. He cannot go anywhere only lah. England mid-table team lah. West Ham Philly go Aston Villa lah. Maybe also can lah.
I don't know. He's doing very, very well now. With West Ham, and they're no longer a mid-table team. They're now a top 6, top 7 team. So well done, David Moyes.
Yep.
Well done. All right then. On that note, we'll close out this episode on second drafts. Thank you very much. This is Meathead Potato signing off. Goodbye.
Bye.